What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, let's do a little breakdown of the box office because right now, when it comes to Marvel movies, they used to be able to like clean up in the box office. We knew that a Marvel movie was coming out. Oh, yeah, everybody's going to go watch it. Everybody's going to be checking for it. It's going to make buco bucks in the box office. That's not the situation that we have this year, okay? Because this year, what have we seen? We have seen flop, flop, flop. You know, along with all the other trash and epic fails that they've had. Flop, flop, flop for the three movies that dropped in the box office this year. Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, First Steps. And you start to wonder, okay, what happened with these movies, okay? Why did Captain America, Brave New World only bring in $415 million worldwide, all right? Why did Thunderbolts only bring in $382 million worldwide? And then Fantastic Four, First Steps, barely scraping over $500 million. All right, if you've been paying any attention, you know that the international box office has really been the culprit. All right, the international box office, this is the main reason why these movies have failed. If you were to look at like the domestic bring home for previous Marvel movies, they're not that far off from this $267 million that Fantastic Four First Steps brought. But you'll notice it's top heavy. Domestic is up here at 52 million or 52% of the overall take versus international 47. And that's never been what the case is, all right? If you check Doctor Strange, for instance. Doctor Strange, $232 million. That's less than what Fantastic Four First Steps brought home domestically, okay? But the international audiences really brought it home, all right? 65% internationally. And the big difference is China. China has kind of been warning America and warning Hollywood, hey, you guys got to stop playing into the identity politics. You got to stop playing all of these racism narratives. And if you just go ahead and just make movies like you used to make, you'll probably be fine. But I think they have lost China for good. China's checked all the way out. I don't think they're coming back, at least not to the MCU. I was covering this article like years ago, 2 years ago, as a matter of fact, just with The Little Mermaid, how the Chinese state-run media warned Disney at that time, hey, stop pushing the racism narratives around the fairy tales, or you're going to lose your glory. You're going to lose the magic. I think this is what's happening because, look, China, regardless of whatever you think of their politics, everybody goes to the movies to escape, all right? Regardless of whatever political things are going on in your particular country, everybody goes to the movies to escape. They don't want political messages. They don't want racism narratives. They don't want any of this crap. They just want to watch a movie, okay? Like Snoop and shit, bruh.
I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie.
But when you have all of this racism going on, LGBTQ stuff going on, and look, they were talking about it even when it came to Captain America 4. Captain America 4, hard to fly in China. Yeah, and when you scroll through this article, I mean, it just says the same stuff we've been saying. This underwhelming performance reflects that Marvel's emphasis on political correctness and individual heroism has become incompatible with the world's second largest film market. Yeah, the individual heroism, look, they all about the collective, all right, over there in China. So I'm not surprised at that. But no, the political correctness, all right, the propaganda, the political correct narrative, the way that you're supposed to say things and how you're supposed to do everything and how you're supposed to treat everybody and blah, 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 blah. All right, all of that stuff lines up perfectly, again, with this bounding into comic stuff. They're pushing narratives. They're pushing political correctness. It's the exact same thing. People are tired of it. They're saying nothing different than what we're saying over here in the States, all right? We're sick and tired of the political correctness. We just want to watch movies, all right? And so I think China's checked all the way out, all right? Declining quality, look, declining quality, disjointed plots, and instrumentalization of characters have led to a widespread fatigue, a sense of aesthetic fatigue amongst global audiences. The same thing, fatigue. Marvel fatigue, all right? That's what I call it. I call it Marvel fatigue because people are tired of Marvel. You know, bad movie fatigue is there, but people are tired of this stuff, all right? This is what Marvel has been pushing out, and people are like, nah, I'm good. And again, it's not just, they're saying global audiences. It's really China that's hit them hard, all right? I want you guys to look at this, okay? Let's go back to Doctor Strange. I just showed this, all right? Doctor Strange, $677 million worldwide. Do you want to know how much of this $445 million is China? All right, let's scroll down and take a look at this. All right, here's the by region. China brought in $109 million. All right, $109 million just for Doctor Strange. That was China. How much do you think China brought in for Fantastic Four First Steps? So far, $5 million gross. Damn! That's it. $5 million.
Rejected.
$5 million compared to $109 million. Do you see why China's a problem for Marvel? Do you see why China's a problem for Marvel? Even though, oh yeah, they only bring in like 25%. That's how much Marvel takes. Okay, Marvel will take that. All right, Marvel will absolutely take that 25% of $100 million, basically $25 million, compared to 25% of whatever this is. Like, this is shit. This is nothing.
Rejected.
All right, it's no different when you come to Thunderbolts. It was a little bit better at $16 million.
Rejected.
But this is a far cry. All right, a far cry from 109 million. What was let's see, look at Captain America. We were just talking about that one. How did it do in China? Yeah, 14 million.
Rejected.
So you see, with Fantastic Four, they completely checked out. And I think that's going to continue. Yeah, and getting to this Forbes article where Disney lost $619 million in takings on each Marvel movie. You know, you got to go to this chart here. This is a chart that's on Forbes. Which MCU phase was the most successful at the box office? I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can see it. But yeah, phase three easily, right? $1.2 billion per movie. All right, this is the average box office per movie. This column here, $1.2 billion per movie is wild. But where is it at right now? $610 million in the most recent phase that ended with the Thunderbolts Phase 5. And so, yeah, $610 million, that difference between 1.2 billion and 610, that's where they get the $619 million. That's the difference between the peak of Marvel in Phase 3 and where we are today. And now we're going into Phase 6. And what does Phase 6 look like? So far, it's only $507 million right now with the Fantastic Four. Marvel's sinking a lot of money into these two movies, Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day. How will these two movies do? Back in the day, you would have said, oh, yeah, these are going to make a Billy easy without even breaking a sweat. Avengers, Spider-Man, Billy easy. Now, look, I do still think that both of these movies are probably going to make $1 billion, but it ain't going to be easy. They're going to break a sweat to get there. And that's still not going to be enough because Avengers Doomsday specifically, man, they are going to spend easily $700 million, if not more, to make this movie. Just this movie. And all the chairs that they got out there and all the actors that they're going to put in this thing, Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers, they're taking up, just for Avengers Doomsday alone, they're taking up damn near $100 million, all right, in budget. Just for the Russo brothers and Robert Downey Jr. And they're doing reshoots, and there's all kinds of extra expenses that are going in, and they have 25 characters that they have named, not to mention all the guys that they haven't named. They're talking about Ryan Reynolds is going to be in this, perhaps. You know, all of these other various characters, everybody's carrying major weight when it comes to that budget. You guarantee you that if Ryan Reynolds is in this thing, he's not doing it for less than $30 million. Hugh Jackman is in this thing. He's not going to do it for less than $30 million. Why would they? Like, nah, pay me, or nah, I'll just do something else with my time. So Avengers needs Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds and all of these other characters that they want to add. They need them more than actors need Avengers. The actors are made men. They don't have to work again. And so in order for them to try to get their money back, they're going to have to break the bank. But, you know, to the That Park Place article, it just really catalogs everything that we've been talking about over the last 2 to 3 to 4 years. All right. How Marvel went from $1 billion club per movie to box office busts, you know, how everything is just going bad, the vicious circle of declining audiences, you know, like, and, you know, it's the same. They're just kind of breaking down Carolyn Reed's article. And then the $619 million problem. It's just a mess. They don't have answers right now, but they have big movies coming up and the audiences have all checked out. All right. Again, going back to what Marvel has been doing. This is what the 2025 slate looked like. The audiences have checked out, especially internationally, especially China. I don't know how you fix that. All right. How do you fix this? How do you go? Look, how do you go from $109 million to $5 million? There's no way to fix that. This is your audience don't give two cotton picking fucks about you no more. That's what this is. All right. Even coming to like $16 million. Even coming to $14 million. These are bad enough. The latest movie is down to $5 million. You've lost them. You've lost the plot. You've lost the audience. They are done. They're not coming back. It's time to trim up those budgets. It's time to start focusing on the domestic audiences only. But the domestic audiences are checking out. I think Marvel's got a big problem right now. I think this is cascading throughout all of Hollywood. Disney Universal, they're losing international audiences. You know, like the international audiences that they have really been relying on have completely gone away. I don't know how they fix it. I think they just got to start focusing on domestic and only domestic. And if the international audiences want to watch, so be it. Y'all can watch. We ain't going to tell you you can't. We'll throw it out there for you, but we're not making the movie with you in mind. We're making the movie for the Americans, all right, for the domestic audience. We're going back to that. And if you guys like it, great. I hope you have a great time with it, but we're not focusing on you. We're not making global movies anymore. I think that time has passed. I think that Neza too, and how China is now starting to get more cultural into their films and to their entertainment, say, hey, we want stuff for our culture. I feel like America needs to do the exact same damn thing. We need more for our culture, more Top Gun Maverick, all right? More stuff like that. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it, man. I find all of this very, very fascinating. I don't know how Disney fixes it, but the first thing they got to do, they got to get back to making good movies. They got to get back to making good product, all right? Above and beyond. This right here is not going to get it done. Marvel Zombies is next for the stamp, all right? But y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.